Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, RFHL. Holy cow, is it a good morning, because it's Sabres game day, but it also is POJcast drop day. It's Tuesday morning, and you're waking up with 2.0 this week. I've got a couple of awesome guests with me. I've got a couple of rookies with me this week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to top what Maston pulled out of his hat last week with his guests and his surprise Bob appearance, and that sounds like a euphemism. And boy, Maston, kudos again, man, because last week's podcast was crazy. But I got a couple of rookies with me this week, and I am so excited to have them talking about Week 9 action, talking about Sabres Game 1, talking about Sabres Game 2 tonight. Boy, I can't wait. But first, let me introduce these guys. First of all, I've got from the Napster Marauders, AJ O'Connor. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Doing great. How are you enjoying the league so far?
I'm loving it. Everybody's friendly. Everybody just likes to push everybody to be their best. Definitely going to be signing up for more seasons.
Awesome. Love to hear it. You got a couple great guys on your team to show you the way too. Some real good leaders over there on Napster, and some guys that are kind of coach types, like good helpers, give you some good tips and some pointers. On the other side of the rookie coin, we've got Brian. I like to call him British Brian. Oi, governor, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bloke. Loving the league.
Island accent.
There it is. I can see how you confused it, Ryan. Well done.
So in case you don't know, I got the chance to run into physically a couple times in the Winter Classic, Brian McDonald here. And every time, by the way, you're like the nicest guy to run into in hockey. He's like, you all right? You good? Like just barely graze each other. You good? You good? That was a good battle, right? But we're okay, right? But seriously, every time you said something in passing, I could have swore you had a British accent. And I kept asking the other guys. I was like, where did we get this British guy? And they're like, who are you talking about? So I just kept calling you British Brian, because there's two Brians on your team. So
it's stuck.
Yeah. Yep. And that's how nicknames happen in this league. And if you haven't got your nickname yet, AJ, it'll happen. They just happen. So
yeah, it'll happen.
But Brian, how are you liking the league so far? How are you feeling about the RFHL?
I love it. Like AJ said, I'm going to sign up for every season that there is. You know, it's a bunch of great people that I'm playing with. A lot of cool people. Everybody I met is terrific. You know, the league is fun and competitive at the same time. From day one until now, teams have gotten better. Games have gotten a bit tighter. So it's a hell of a lot of fun.
I think one of the things that you both might find, especially as you play a couple more seasons, every single player in this league is competitive and plays hard, but the game is over and everyone is back into the same one community. The whole RFHL community is like one group of friends. And then for like an hour every Wednesday, some of those friends turn into frenemies for a little bit, and then you're back to friends again. But
absolutely.
And I think that's one of the greatest things about this league is how that competitiveness shines on the court, but also gets left on the court. And I'm glad to hear you guys are drinking that Kool-Aid, because I think, you know, as you get to know the league even more, and each season is different. But the other thing that makes each season great is the parity. You like you said, you're starting to see, teams kind of, balance out a little bit, or now we're playing the repeat matchups the last 3 weeks of the season. And you start to notice that there's a good parity to the league because of the draft, because people get to know each other, because of the way captains and draft round values and all of that stuff comes into play. So yeah. Speaking of, I don't want to put you guys on the spot too bad. I know it's only your first season, but now that you're getting a feel for it and everything, do we have a future captain or two in the chat here, giving maybe a go at playing as a captain some season? Do you feel like you're the type of person to want to give that a go? Hey, Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, of course.
I love it.
100%. 100%. I want to play a couple of seasons first, get more familiar with the league. And then when I feel good and comfortable and adjusted, if that's the right word, probably not, but you get my meaning.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
AJ, what about you?
Is that
something something you'd ever give consideration for or think about?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. Love it. Love to hear it. All right. Well, let's just dive in to last week. Just a brief recap. I know everybody's gotten, you guys are getting into the groove of things. You see how it works. The Thursday morning post goes up to let everybody know what the stats and standings and all of that are. And then usually stats get updated on the Excel sheet at some point over the next day or two at most. Big shout out to Sweet Meat who does that. He gets home from hockey on Wednesday nights. And then I'm sure he just sits in the dark in the corner, especially after a loss, probably in the fetal position, typing out the Facebook post. But then when it's a win, I joked with him a couple weeks ago. I said when he wins, the stats gets updated an awful lot faster. So I wonder
exactly.
a little bit happier.
There's a direct relationship there.
Yeah. So again, big shout out to Sweet. He types up the posts every night after the games, like right away, schedules it to go out at, of course, 6:10 a.m. And then the post goes live, and then shortly after the stats get updated. So week 8, we saw some great matchups. We finally had our first overtime of the season. If you haven't heard us saying it in all of the podcasts or all the recaps or even just in person so far, it's kind of rare to get this far into the season and not have an overtime game yet. So I was surprised that we got this far. And then for a little bit, I thought we were going to have more than one in the night because there were some close matchups. So that first matchup of the night, actually, Brian, that was your Pontiac Firebirds going up against Sweet Meats Pan Americs that went to overtime, and what a goalie duel that was. Matt on the winning side had a 94% save percentage. Final score was Firebirds 4, Pan Americs 3. So Matt on the winning side had a 94%. Mark on the losing side had a 95% and a shutout period. So Brian, tell me about that game. Tell me about that matchup.
Let's not forget one of the goals that went in on Maddie, right? Sweet took the shot. It deflected off my stick, square off my chin, and then did a nice little dip over Maddie's shoulder and into our goal. So that was pleasant. But the game itself was a little...
How is your chin, by the way?
Oh, it's fine now. It's a little bit of a scab. I love the wound. It was wonderful. It's always good to get a little bit of a boo-boo here playing in the sport. Makes you feel alive, Except for Sweet's feet. I don't know what's going on with him, but hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, I think he had a lingering toe injury, blocking a shot, and then I think someone put another one right off his foot again this week. So
it's terrible.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Yeah.
But it was good to see him come back and play and obviously walk it off, so he'll be back on Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, there was some good performances by the Firebirds defensively. Obviously, it was a bit of a defensive game, lower scoring than you typically see.
Yes.
And I'm specifically looking at both Bill and Brian. Do we want to call him other for the purposes of the rest of this podcast? Should we call him other Brian, Diet Brian?
Original Brian.
We'll call him. We'll just call him Old Brian because he's been around longer.
All right, you said it, not me.
He's gonna give me the business. I know he's gonna give me the business after he watches this.
Probably.
So both Bill and Brian combined for 21 blocked shots in your game. Bill had 11, Brian had 10. And that's before we add in you had 7, Dan Hook as a sub had 6, and the Bob, who is probably your usual biggest shot blocker, he only had 3, which I mean, that's a lot of block shots for one team. Did you guys feel like you were under fire all game?
Yeah. I mean, before the game, in between periods, we spoke about focusing on defense or keeping up the defensive game. Of course, the first half of the game, I would say we kind of were a bit not as aggressive, perhaps, on the offensive side, which was fine. You know, we felt it out, played a good defensive game and stuck with it, stayed in it. But you can win in this league from having a good defense. Both teams had it that night, and fortunately we won. But it made for an exciting game and something to look forward to on Wednesday too, and every single Wednesday moving forward. So it was a hell of a lot of fun. But I think both teams played really well on the defensive side this game.
I know both of you guys, both teams, Firebirds and Pan Americans, have goalies that hearing the priority be defense, that's music to their ears. They're both fantastic goalies.
Oh yeah.
But what goalie is not going to say that they love to hear that their team is thinking, defense first and going into a matchup against, I mean, both teams have very solid balanced scoring for Firebirds and Pan Americans. So it's not like neither team is a threat to score from pretty much anywhere at any time. So, not to be outdone, Sweetmeat had 8 blocks. Maston had 11 himself. I do see that Brendan and Kurt both had 3, and then Jake Shelton with in the sub role, he had 5 blocks, and that was before he even played his own game. So it seemed like both teams might have come out very defensive minded from the gate.
Yeah.
Really just let their goalies settle in and almost like an aces pitchers duel there for baseball, watching those goalies play against each other.
Yeah, they're fun to watch play in this league because they're both good. And they're tough to score against. So, I mean, the other goalie, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I mean, he takes up most of the net. So there's nothing to shoot at.
Oh, Mark. Yeah.
Mark. Yes. Good positioning, takes up most of the net. So it's not exactly easy to get one past him.
Yeah. So moving on to that 7:30 game, this score sounds a little bit further apart. The final was Goals R Us 8, Blockbusters 5. I was actually on the call for this game. I was doing play-by-play for the broadcast, and that's the score. I feel like doesn't do it justice in terms of how close that game felt. It felt. I think I even said on the broadcast to my co-host Diet Brian that he was. We were both saying this feels like a game that we might have 2 overtime games in a row. Goals R Us did end up pulling away in that one a little bit. JJ looks like he's fitting right in as a sub for Goals R Us, filling in for Frankie. Paul, who is having a fantastic season in net. I said on the broadcast that, he was not anticipated to be a goalie this season, and it was very short notice that he said he would play goalie, and he's having a great season as a rookie goalie in net. Just so you guys know who I'm talking about, maybe it helps to say colors. Goals R Us is the purple team, so Paul in net purple. He had a 92%, and I think I'm trying to remember, and I could be very wrong, but I think that might be his first game over 90% as a goalie. So congratulations to Paul if that's the case. If not, you can take a little congratulations still too, anyways. But he played awesome in that, and Kazmark had a great game too. For the Blockbusters himself, but it just seemed like Goals R Us did a really good job of focusing on not allowing the Blockbusters to intimidate them with how high pressure they put on that forecheck. The Blockbusters are probably the toughest forechecking team in the league, the black team, and they really get after you. So, I'll talk quick about the 8:30 game, and then I'm going to ask AJ to kind of give us his thoughts on the matchup he and I played against each other last week. But But first, for 8:30, we had Michael Scott Hockey Company versus Dump and Chase Pitkin. Final score was Michael Scott 14, Dump and Chase 12. That score line is very reminiscent, and I remember saying this to a couple guys during the game. I was reffing that one. That is very much the score lines you used to see in the old matchups at the Monroe Ave YMCA, where we used to play this league. You used to see some scores where actually I got my start in the league playing goalie. And if you played goalie and you had a game where you kept a team to single digits, even if it were 8 or 9, that was an outstanding game as goalie because of how high scoring the league was at that place. So, so the 14-12 is a good old fashioned RFHL barn burner game, and what a game it was. Jay Fose had 7 goals. Mike Furlano had 6. I saw Dave Fose do his best John Fose impersonation. I joked with him and said, "Did you black out and all of a sudden you scored?" And he said, "Kinda," because he sniped one from about 3/4 of the court away, top cheese. And he turned around and he had this look on his face like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that just went in." It was a laser beam. So everyone in that game was feeling it. And of course, you've got both teams there have a lot of offense out of those players. I know that there's names that you guys are going to still be learning here, and we'll pull them up later. But there's names on both those teams, Michael Scott and Pitkin.
Oh yeah.
Players who are just high scoring individuals. So I'm not surprised by the outcome of that one. So last but not least, 9:30. Bugaboo Creek Freaks, we pulled out the win 12-11 against Napster Marauders. We had a 2-goal lead, I think, with under a minute to go, and you guys got one back and put a little nervousness in our game there, AJ. Tell me about that last week's game.
I just think it was great by the guys just to not give up and I think we tied it with about 30 seconds left, and then about 15 seconds left, you guys scored. Then there was
That's right.
Little questionable call there at the end, but yeah, I just love how every single week we just seem to get more in tuned as a group, and just play like team hockey. So I couldn't ask anything more. I mean, we got Leduc who could probably make somebody miss in a phone booth. So then you got Kyle who can shoot it from anywhere. You got Tom who can shoot it from everywhere. You got Brandon who's been having a great season so far. Sidor's that old style hockey player, even if it's just in our league, it still comes out once in a while, which makes me laugh sometimes. And then you got Glenn who's like the unsung hero this season so far with his snapshots, and then I'm just trying to fit in where I can. So
hey, I thought you played a great game. First of all, you had 7 blocks in that game, buddy. That's awesome. Throwing the defense around out there. It's so funny to hear you talk about Sidor because I was thinking to myself while you were talking about him bringing out that old school hockey mentality. And I said, man, I'm thinking rookie learns quick because You're right. Sidor, he's a grinder and he gets it done out there and he'll win a battle out of nowhere. But how do you feel about, you talked about your team gelling. You talked about, coming together and feeling like as the seasons come on, you're getting a better feel for each other and what you got to do to win games. Has there been a lot of chat in your team chat or even just in the hallways between and during games that have really helped you guys find that groove you're talking about?
There really has group chats, just talking to each other, in between periods and talking about what we need to do. And the great thing is that on our team, everybody takes accountability for everything. There's not somebody saying hey, you should have had him, and I'm doing everything great. It's everybody that takes accountability for their own actions. And it's been great to learn from all those guys too. I mean, obviously, the one thing I still wish that I could learn how to do is shoot. But yeah, that's why I kind of do the defense and try and block shots. Just and other things will come as the more I play. But
Yep.
yeah, everything. I just couldn't ask for like a better group of guys to play with my first season that have shown me so much.
Oh, I love to hear it. And speaking of
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
shot, I feel like you've got at least one or two elite players to show you what to do with, and how to improve that shot. Obviously, Leduc can, as you put it, get around somebody in a phone booth,
Yeah,
but literally has one of the best shots I've ever seen in my entire life of playing hockey. And that's before we even get talking about Tom on your team,
oh
who
yeah,
for years and years and years, Tom is a first round pick every year in the RFHL. This is the furthest down I've ever seen him get drafted. I think he was the last pick of the second round, which is just bananas because, like I
yeah,
said, for many many seasons, this is the 31st season of the RFHL. As you know, we have two seasons each year. There's a spring season and a fall season. There's obviously the Winter Classic, the little mini tournament, and then there's also the summer hockey. But we don't count the Winter Classic or the summer hockey toward the like career seasons of RFHL.
gotcha.
So there's fall and spring season every year. There's two seasons every year. This is the 31st season of the RFHL. Um, and I think this is maybe the first or second time ever Tom's not been picked in the first round. So you've got Leduc, you've got Tom. You already talked about Kyle, who's a natural goal scorer. Um, Kyle's goal scoring, I've always thought, comes from the fact that he's very good at being sneaky, despite always going to the same places to get
Yeah,
that shot off. He loves his spot, and somehow he still finds a way to sneak over to that spot. Even though you know where he likes to shoot it from, he still finds a way to get open in at those areas and get those shots off. So you got a lot of good guys on your team to keep learning from, and I love hearing that you all feel like you're talking and chatting and really just building off each other. The accountability stuff's great. Um, Brian, going back to your team a little bit, I
Yeah.
mean, how have you felt throughout the season, team chat wise, or just like game planning, talking in the halls? What kind of talk's been helping you along the way here?
Uh, just kind of letting my teammates understand where I'm at physically and my own limitations. So I have my own game plan back on defense and stuff, but um, everybody's easy to speak with and everybody operates as a team. There's really not an individual mentality in it. So, like AJ was saying, people accept accountability for the things that they do, maybe even accepting accountability for things that they don't do, but because we want to take some pressure off of, let's say, whatever other player or Matt, because there's a lot of times we leave people open, someone will get a goal on him. That's not on Matt. That's on us for some lapses in coverage or breakdowns. Um, but everybody's there to play an honest game and, you know, obviously win, but primarily to have a good time and treat the game with respect. So how do I feel? I feel terrific. I don't feel out of place, from unfortunately I played in the winter part too. So I got my first,
Got a little
my
tease.
first taste of it then. Yeah, a little bit. But even coming into this with the new team, I mean, I've never once felt even an inkling of being out of place. Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
it feels wonderful. Everybody communicates well. Nobody nobody criticizes with that type of criticism, right?
Yeah,
It's just conversation and teamwork.
I love it.
It's a wonderful thing, you know.
I feel like making sure that I give some flowers for the right people for both you guys and the people that are around you. Obviously, your whole teams are built with great personalities, great people to learn the game from, great people to get connected with the league and feel involved and welcomed and all of that.
Yeah.
Specifically talking about your captains, AJ, just real quick. Like I said, to give Kyle some flowers, he's captained teams many, many times. He's one of the more intense competitors in the league. He wants to win games. He loves when his team's doing well. He loves when he's putting up points or your team's scoring goals. And that energy that he gives off, it can be infectious and it can be a good thing, for people to play with on a team where maybe I know you guys and your record is maybe not what you want it to be overall, but in the end, it doesn't matter too much because every team makes the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And
that's his saying.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
exactly. So he's a good leader in the sense that he really makes sure that he reframes the perspective and gets back to making sure you guys feel like you're having fun. And then on the other side of the coin, for Brian's team, for your team over there, you've got Bill Smith, who has captained many games or many teams himself. Probably the nicest guy you'll ever meet in your whole life. I don't know if I have. I think I've seen Bill mad once, and even then, it was like a minor kerfuffle kind of mad. Like it wasn't even like wasn't even like mad or anything like that. But he's going to be one of those guys who, to learn the league and get connected to the league and have him lead you through your first season. Bill is one of the best at just making sure everybody has fun, makes the games fun, makes the season fun, but also just, like I said, preaches kindness with competitiveness and just making sure everybody feels like win or lose, we got to respect each other in the game and the other teams and all of that. So I love it.
Well, I'm fortunate too to have Brian there as well. I mean, both guys have been involved in the league in a really long time. So for a really long time, right?
So I mean, don't talk him up too much. You can leave.
Right, who are we talking about again?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, my mistake.
Man, he's really good. He's really going to come after me this week. But I will say my
probably. You know what? You're inviting him though. You're inviting him along.
Yeah. My co-producer, the Bob, is probably loving this right now because him and Brian have been friends forever and they have their fun little rivalry. So I'm sure I'm listening to this too. So hey, before we talk about week 9, how about those motherfucking Sabres? Huh?
I know. Yep.
Holy cow.
I knew it. I had him before the series began. I had him in 6. I have him in 6 still.
Yeah. Hey, I'm already wrapping up.
There you go. Like I said, I'm a sad Rangers fan, so I need something to cheer for, and I'm here. Love the underdog. They haven't made the playoffs in like 15 years, right? So it's great to see. I will pat myself on the back and say I did call game 1 as 4-3 Sabres.
Yeah, you were saying that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
On your way to work or something, you said, or?
No, at work. Well, I was at work because there's people there who are Sabres fans, of course. Yeah. And I'm like, watch, 4-3.
I'm gonna need you to call the next game like 7-1 Sabres.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't want to jinx it, AJ. Come on, man. I got to feel it deep inside. All right, then I'll come out with the prediction.
All right.
So obviously
I'm gonna go with 4-2 Sabres.
Okay, all right. Obviously, you guys both watched game 1.
Oh yeah.
I could not sleep after. I was so
excited.
I was so amped up. I went to Buffalo. And I was in college out in Buffalo during like the prime cup contending years, 05 to 010, from 2005 to 2010. I was in Buffalo.
Drury, Bier, Miller.
Yeah. So I was telling
Thomas Vanek.
Yep.
Derek Roy, Jochen Hesch.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
I used to call him Chokin Jokin because he was like my least favorite Sabre. I thought the guy had hands of stone. And to this day, I'm a Tim Connolly truther too. Tim Connolly is probably
Tim Connolly.
He was the most
Had he not gotten injured though.
Yes. He was
Had he not gotten injured, he would have made a lot more noise.
Yeah. The most skilled, silky hands playmaker you've ever seen in your life. Dude was made of glass, made of sugar glass. Yeah. I felt so bad watching his career do what it did because you could tell he was he was the kind of player that you see now out of all these like elite kids that come out and just dipsy doodle and do whatever the heck they want.
Yeah.
They're like your Celebrinis and McDavids and all of those guys. I'm not saying Tim Connolly was at that level, but I am saying he was that style of flair.
Well, he played in a tougher league back then. The NHL was
yes.
different back then. It was much tougher. Now it's built for more the skill guys.
So anyways, I was in college during those years, and we used to, I don't know if you're familiar with the city of Buffalo, but there's a subway. Half of the subway's underground, and then it comes back above ground as you get closer to the arena. And it's only one line. It's just one line straight back and forth. So I went to Damon College on Main Street, and we used to hop in the car and go down to UB South where the end of the train is. We'd hop on the train, which was like $3 round ticket, and we'd ride the train down to the arena for Party in the Plaza. And we'd have our backpack full of Labatt, and we're sitting in the train, and the MTA, the people who go up and down the train and run the train and like the security and everything, they'd see us all, and they knew what was in the backpack. We'd crack one on the train, and they were just like, they'd turn the other way as long as you kept it cool, right? You kept it chill. So we used to get on the train, we'd go down, we'd watch those games, and I remember going to playoffs after playoffs after playoffs, and just that was peak Buffalo sports experience. And
that's awesome.
And so one of the reasons I was up so late after the game was I was just watching all these videos of like the crowd reaction after the game and the people getting back on the trains and hooting and hollering and partying in the plaza.
Reminiscing.
Yeah. Yep. And I was getting like a little bit emotional about it because it's been so long, and now I get to watch them in the playoffs with my kids, and it's just like I'm old enough to, I was, I think 12 at the time when the no goal happened. And I remember staying up for that entire game and crying my eyes out to my dad.
You want to know what really frustrates me about that? And I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have no choice. Buffalo Sabres had a goal disallowed in one of their series where the foot was barely in the crease.
Yeah.
Right. And here you have Brett Hull's foot clearly in the crease. It doesn't matter. The rule was the rule back then. You didn't have to like it or not, right? Where was the consistency?
Yeah.
It wasn't there. I'll tell you why. Because Dallas it still isn't there. But Dallas, new team, Texas, non-traditional hockey market, Gary Bettman, all right? There's a reason why that goal was allowed. Brett Hull scoring it. I mean,
I thought I was the only person who remembered that there was that Sabres goal that got disallowed, but maybe not. That stuff cuts.
I'm a diehard Rangers fan, AJ, but I love all of hockey. Like you reminisce about the Sabres. I watch videos of '94 and I literally start to cry. So I mean, you know what I mean? So, but I get it. It's just good to see them win. In the beginning of the game, I'm telling you, once they got that first goal, that monkey off their backs. You could see how much they relaxed because then the other goals came so quick, right?
Yeah.
Like beforehand, they were holding the 6 too tight. Passes were too hard, or they were taking too much time up at the points trying to get it from one side to the other, which is why Swayman had so much time to see plays develop. Yeah. He didn't play out of his mind. He just wasn't tested as much as he could have been. But that'll change in game 2. That's why I'm going 4-2.
Yeah.
All right. Buffalo. All right. You're welcome, AJ. It's for you,
Thank
baby.
you. Thank you.
I see that signed Miller jersey behind you right now. That camera's
gosh.
Oh my God, look at them all. Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, man, that's my big thing is signed jerseys and memorabilia. So you don't even want to see my room.
Oh.
But
flexing on us right now, Brian.
Yeah.
It sounds like it. Why don't you hold it down a little bit, AJ? All right.
all right. Yeah, but I just want to say one thing. Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
A guy that nobody really thought was going to do anything got sent back down so many times. Always thought that he was going to be like not relative to anything that was going to be coming in the franchise's future. How about Tage Thompson?
Oh yeah.
What a dog.
I love it.
I know.
Yeah.
The backhand goal was clutch, and then maybe that was, as the announcers had called it, Swayman's one mistake of the game.
Yep.
But I don't know if you can consider it a mistake on Thompson's second goal, because like in that close, you'd think somebody's probably going to go high, not under the pad.
Yeah.
Right. So his pad came up and it just snuck underneath. Man, that stadium was so loud. Like you could hear it over the TV. It was so wonderful to see. Like, I mean,
I'm not gonna go down a rabbit hole of very technical stuff, but one of the things that I love about hockey, and I always hyperfixate on is the small details, the hockey sense.
Small things matter.
Yeah. So like even like in terms of like the techniques and everything. So what I'm getting at is on that second Tage goal, Swayman was in a goaltender technique called the reverse VH or RVH. So what that means is that a goalie will, when you're playing in the VH, which stands for vertical horizontal, it means that their post side pad will be vertical and the ground side pad will be down. And when you're in the reverse RVH, the post side pad is down and his foot is against the post, and the other pad is up against it in that kind of slightly elevated position. Yeah. That is meant to be a position that you're in so that you can push off, but it's not meant to be a position you're in when a player is in the active play of wrapping around like Tage was. So because he was coming around front on a puck that he had stolen that was kind of loose and just sitting there, Swayman was already in that RVH. So that meant in order for him to push off and cover that far post on the high shot you were talking about him saying, it meant that that leg that was already up on the other one gave up even more 5-hole as it came away. So there's a lot of like little detail stuff. Like I love watching hockey. When Tage scored that first goal on the wraparound, Swayman
did he pass it to himself? Well, I don't mean to cut you off again, but it looked like he used the back of the net to kind of bank the puck off the net and pass it to himself.
Yeah, he kind of like made a little dipsy doodle move to come free there. It was a nifty little move for such a big guy. But what I think happened was he's so big that Swayman saw him in his right peripheral, and that's why he started to go the wrong way and gave up that post just enough for the backhand tuck. And I think it was just the sheer luck of Swayman catching him out of the corner of his peripheral, thinking, "Oh, he's going this way," when in fact he looped and wrapped the other way. So,
well, it was quick it was really quick where he just went from one direction and changed direction to go the other way. Thompson.
Yeah.
So he had him looking. It was just his speed. He made the play really fast. It was a great play on his part.
The thing that makes me laugh is that so when we were down 2-0, obviously like I'm on Facebook and I follow like the Sabres Mafia and stuff like that, and you see all these like comments, and there's these couple people that are like, "Nope, game's over. Like, Sabres aren't going to score 3 goals in this," and then all of a sudden,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, as soon as those 3 goals happen, those people take down those posts, and then everybody criticizes them about it, and they have nothing to say afterwards, which makes me
absolutely
laugh.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But the way that the Sabres outplayed them the entire game, and
absolutely,
Boston Bruins, the way they're built today, they're not a very, very top tier puck moving team. No. Sabres were clenching the sticks too tight. Once they relaxed, got the goal from out underneath them, then they started playing their game, and you saw how dangerous they were. Getting 3 goals in what? Like 3 minutes? What was it? How quickly did they get 3 goals?
4 goals in 4
like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a Stanley Cup final game. So, I mean, they're the real deal. And just to have, what's his name? Tuck, who grew up a Sabres fan.
Yeah.
Like in Syracuse, get that game-winning goal.
Yep.
Getting that game-winning goal. Like the last time they were in the playoffs, what was he, still in elementary school, this kid? Yep. I mean, so it's like, it pains me to say it, but just a reminder of, where I'm at.
AJ, you brought up... Oh, go ahead.
No. I'm done. Go ahead, AJ. Sorry.
I was going to say, AJ, you brought up Tage, and Brian was talking about, they came out of the gate and they seemed like they were playing with like that. They had all that nervous energy, but they were really channeling it quite well, and they were banging. Like the Sabres came out and I think they had more hits in that game than they had all of the month of March or something like that. And
wow.
those right. I mean, I think it was maybe a minute into the game was Tage Thompson absolutely leveling Casey Middlestat on the near side boards. Did you see that?
Yep. Yep. That was a little hey, welcome to the other side.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man. All right. So, well, before we get off the topic of the Sabres and move on to week 9 matchups. So Brian's already saying Sabres in game 2 tonight. By the way, Tuesday night, Sabres game 2. Yep. You're saying it's a 4-2 game. All right. AJ, what do you think?
I think they're going to channel that energy. I think they're going to come out and they're going to play really, really well. I'm going to go 5-2.
Okay. I like it.
They do need to fix their power play, boys, because that's going to come back to bite them if they don't.
Yeah.
You know, because that's one thing the Rangers had all the years that they were really, really good. Many of them under Tortorella, they were great. Power play was for dog shit. It's something they're going to need to have. They're going to have, especially absolutely. If they run into a team like Carolina. Carolina's the suffocating team. They're going to take that series in 5, I think. But they're going to be the team to go through in the East.
Yeah,
Carolina. I'm thinking, you know.
I was texting my brother during that game, and he's a Devils fan, and he kept telling me about. I know, right? He's a Devils fan, and he kept telling me he's rooting for the Sabres. He goes, he likes the Sabres. It's one of the hometown teams he likes, and he's texting me throughout the game, and he goes like, man, I don't know, I'm getting a little nervous. They're not getting anything going. And I remember saying in a chat with him and another person, I said, you know what though? The Sabres have been outplaying them all game. I just have this feeling that as soon as they get the jitters of not scoring yet off their back, that the floodgates were going to open. And then they did. And how many times have we seen the Sabres this season in the third period just pour it on? Yep. So I just kept thinking the third period, I was like, it's still a whole new game. Even after they went down 2-0, I was like, I don't know. I'm not as nervous as I feel like I should be. And I've been conditioned to be. So all that said, I have a feeling, the Sabres are already teasing a special guest to come out, bang the drum to start the game. I think I'm going to take a guess. I think it's going to be Josh Allen. I think you're going to have QB1 in the building, banging the drum, getting the crowd riled up. I think the jitters of first playoff game are off the back.
Take it off.
I have a feeling that this one is going to be like a 6-1 or a 6-2 Sabres game. I feel like they are going to pour it on the same way they will on a couple times, even when they jumped out against some of the better teams in the second half of the season. So I have a feeling that the jitters are gone and they're going to have a big game. I think they're going to run.
They are.
Yeah, I think they're going to run into a bit of a wake-up call when they play that first road game in Boston. I don't think it's going to be a sweep by any means, but I do think
no.
Yeah. The second game. So,
I mean, even the Sabres, you could tell they calmed down on a go-ahead goal when I forget who it was, made that beautiful short pass right to the open guy in the slot for him to take
Jack
the
3-2.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, earlier in the game, how tight they were holding their sticks, in my view, that pass would have gone, too hard or over the stick.
Yeah.
But that's them settling down. Nice little touch pass. Beautiful.
Jack Quinn has been quietly elite for the last 3 or 4 weeks of hockey. He's been putting up points. He's got a ton of points and yet still hasn't really been talked about that much, but he's been on a tear. And I think he's playing third line minutes. So, he's a middle six guy. So that's what you need. Speaking of, that's what you need in the RFHL too, right? You got to get some middle six scoring here. You got to get that depth scoring. So let's talk about some week 9 matchups. And we're going to switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to pull up the old PowerPoint here. Another one of Diet Brian's favorite tools is right here. I'm going to try to move our views down out of the way here, or maybe I should put it up top. Let's put it up top. That'll be better. All right.
Hey, Brian.
Is that a little bit less in the way?
Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, I just wanted to let you know I'll be right back.
Oh, all right, no worries.
All right,
I'm gonna talk about the week 9 matchups here with Brian, and as soon as we come back, we'll hear all about it. He's leaving, and we're talking about his game.
That's why he left.
Maybe we'll talk. Yeah, that's why he left. For 6:30 this week, we've got the Napster Marauders going up against Michael Scott Paper. All right. Let's you and I talk about this before he gets back.
Yeah.
Oh, he can still hear us. Okay, he's here. I was just joking that as soon as you left, I realized we're talking about your game. Right out of the gate, 6:30. Napster Marauders, Michael Scott Paper.
Nice.
I should have thought to look up the first time you guys played against each other, but I'm pretty sure this was a close game, and I know Napster pulled out the win, but I think it was a pretty tight game. So, looking at the rosters, we've got Kyle Antilla captaining the Napster Marauders with Steve Leduc, Tom Venero, Kyle himself, Matt Sidor, Glenn Fridman, Brandon Sisson, and some guy named AJ. Who knows? I don't know. And then we've got Dan Thiesing's Michael Scott Hockey Company with Mike Furlano, Sean Petrie, Jake Shelton, Dave King, John Chatterton, and Kenton Sawade. Nobody knows how to say his last name. We've said it 100 different ways, and I think it's the running joke that we just keep. I think some people say like Masson says like Suede, and just kind of goes with like a Suede kind of thing. So who knows? But Kenton in net, Brandon Sisson in net, 6:30 game. Brian, let's start with you. What do you think? Looking at these rosters, team colors, how do you think this game's going to go?
Oh, that's a tough call because I don't know. Michael Scott Paper Hockey Company's got some pretty good shooters, right? But then again, you got really good shooters on the Napster Marauders too. So I don't know. I John Chatterton helped me get into this league, so he might not like this, but I think the Marauders are going to take it.
The Marauders over Michael Scott. Okay.
I have no idea on the score, but
yeah, that's okay. You don't have to predict score if you don't want to. If you do, go for it. Go by all means. But yeah, AJ, how are you feeling about this matchup? How do you feel about the first time you guys played these guys, and what do you think you guys can do different? Like I said, I think you lost a close one the first time around. What do you think you can do different to pull out the? No, sorry. Michael Scott lost a close one the first time around. So what do you think you can do to pull out another win over Michael Scott Paper Company?
I feel like it's just doing what we're doing. Playing team hockey, making sure that we communicate. Like Brian was saying, they have a lot of really good players on Michael Scott Hockey. You got Furlano, you got Jake, who always plays hard and made me have like a little bit of a wake up call the first time I played him. He played so hard last week that he slipped out of the sole of his shoe and broke it off, so he had to duct tape it. So yeah, these guys are a tough group, but I know that we have a lot of great players on our team. We got Leduc, we got sharpshooters and Tom and Kyle, Sidor, who's the tough guy of our group, Brandon, who's great goaltender, Glenn, who's just like the unsung hero of our team, and then got the rookie. So
the rookie, who's that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, some guy, just some dude.
Yeah, just some dude. But yeah, take a minute to. I want to take a minute too here. Brandon's the one that got me into this league and has really helped me out with a lot. Played kickball together, stuff like that. Just he's one of the best people to be around when it comes to like being a team player and stuff like that. And he always takes things so personal. So like, and you love to see like that kind of fire from somebody. Plus, he's the reason why I started wearing a mouth guard, because I saw what happened to him last season. So
yeah, Brandon's a good guy. He's one of the most involved people too. He tries to help out, whether it's doing stats or reffing or he's always on the broadcast team when he can be. I'm glad you brought him up, and glad you're giving him a little bit of spotlight and some flowers, because he really does have he bleeds RFHL. He's got RFHL tattooed on his heart and soul. So
absolutely,
that's awesome.
All right, so AJ, I'm certain I know who you're picking. I don't think you'd pick against your own team on here, would you?
Absolutely not.
That'd be a bold move.
Objectively speaking, no.
Be a bold move as a rookie to do that on his first podcast appearance. So
yeah.
So moving right along, six. Oh, by the way, so I'm gonna go on the record for my picks, and at the end, I think everybody's a little bit aware that the podcast hosts have been kind of doing their own like little keeping track of our records of our win loss predictions. So for that 6:30 game, I'm gonna predict. Believe it or not, sorry AJ, but I'm gonna predict a Michael Scott victory in this one. I think the first time they played you guys, it was a close game. Actually, I did finally look it up. The final score was 11-14. But I think Michael Scott might pull this one out. I think they're on a little bit of a streak now. I think they've won 2 out of their last 3. Finally got the winless monkey off their back, and I think this matchup is just it's a great game. Every one of the matchups this week is a tough call. So
yeah.
So speaking of 7:30, now we get to talk to
us.
British Brian here. Goals are us against Pontiac Firebirds. Rosters on the screen. We got Rob Anders, goals are us, led by Brad Haynes. We've got JJ subbing in for Frank Golajush. We've got fellow rookie Al Manza, Shane Reisinger, Rob Anders, of course, Paul Fridman in net, and Cody Sapp going up against Bill Smith's Pontiac Firebirds. John Redditt, Matt McCarchuk in net. Brian D'Angelo, Diet Brian, Old Brian, Brian. And then we've got Brian Mack here and K-Flow, followed up last but not least with Bob Hartman. I'll start with you, Brian. What do you think about this matchup for you guys?
It's a good matchup. We're going to win.
It's true. That's it. That's all he's got to say.
All right, there, John Amos.
So
touche. It's going to be a good matchup. I honestly, I don't recall the outcome of the last game that we had played, the first game that we played against them. All I know is that we've gotten better as the games have gone on. We played a really good team last week, a bit shorthanded, and we'll have pretty much our full squad with us. So I don't know. I've got no doubts. We've got good goaltending. We play a good defensive game. We got folks who can shoot and score.
Love to hear it. The first time you guys played, the score kind of surprised me actually when I just looked it up. It was not only a blowout, but it was like, you've got kids, right? So it was like it was like, oh no, my kid ate too much applesauce in the car seat in the car. Blowout it was not just a blowout, it was a blowout. The first time you guys played was a 12-1 victory over Goals R Us. I'm not trying to kick the hornet's nest here, but I'm pretty sure Goals R Us, if they didn't remember it, now they do, but I have a feeling
now they do
remember it. And
that must have been last season. Goals are us.
I got a feeling, especially knowing that Matt McCarchuk and Rob Anders are tight. Obviously they've been hilarious in the general chat and Discord. If you haven't been following the videos all season, the hype videos and all that stuff, I have a feeling that this is going to be a much different game than 12-1. That's all I got to say.
I don't remember winning 12-1. I wasn't thinking it'd be a blowout. But they'll come back with a chip on their shoulder. AJ, especially now that you've reminded them.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So, AJ, anything you got to say about this matchup and what you're seeing here?
Well, honestly, I just think both squads are really, really good. You got Al, who's a new one. I got the privilege to play with him in the rookie game. He plays hard. Tough to get the puck away from him. Then it's funny too because I also got to play with Brian in the rookie game too. Yeah. Right. I think Brian brings a good factor too with it because he plays such good defense. John Redditt is just on another level when it comes to getting around people, or just like he knows how to stay in like his spots, and no matter like what you do, like there's nothing you can do to like defend it.
Because he doesn't get tired. I don't know what it is. He's a machine or something.
Yeah, it's like he drinks like 5-hour energies right before the games. So, but
ridiculous.
Yeah, and then you got Matt, who's just an incredible goalie. I mean, when we played him, he probably had the save of the year on Leduc. So,
yes,
yeah, I do remember that.
Good. Yeah, but yeah, I feel like everybody on this on these two teams bring their own little skills to the plate. So it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a lot closer than last game.
So we know Brian is probably picking his Firebirds. We just did that whole lesson for rookies don't pick against your team in the 6:30 matchup. So
no bias at all. I'm not biased.
Yeah. So AJ, give us your prediction for this one. Who do you got?
It's tough to not take the Pontiac Firebirds.
Firebirds, all right, okay. I think that I think you're going to see.
Come on, you can say it, Ryan. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I think you're going to see a much closer game, like you have already suggested. I honestly love the trajectory Paul Fridman's on in net. Obviously, the first couple games, playing goalie for the first time in the RFHL, he had a little bit of an adjustment. I thought he played well right out of the gate, but it's just inevitable that there's going to be some adjustments. But I've got to say that despite that, and despite the level of play I think the Goals R Us are capable of, I got to take the Pontiac Firebirds in this one. So I'm gonna make that as my prediction.
That's a good choice. It's a safe one. And Paul, he played for us, subbed for us in one game in the winter, and he played exceptionally well. He's like, I haven't played goalie before. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I think that was right around the time where he realized he might be called upon to play goalie, emergency backup, fill in one of the goalie spots, and use that as a chance to give it a test run. So all right, so 8:30, you've got the Pan Amherst against the Bugaboo Creek Freaks. That would be Jeff Commissioner Sweetmeats, Pan Amherst, Mark Zeger in net, Steve, we call him Steve Lasagna, George Kuhn, Brandon Sillick, Kurt Brownell, and Rob Maston going up against John Haran's Bugaboo Creek Freaks. That's myself with Brett Slater in net, Jesse Trito, John Haran, the captain, Bob Haynes, John Blotzer, and Ellen Fridman. AJ, I'll let you take first crack at this one. What are you thinking about the matchup? I know we just played last week. I think you just played Pan Amherst not long before that. So what do you got going on here?
I really like this matchup. It's kind of tough to pick a winner on this one. Because obviously you got the Bugaboo Creek Freaks. We got you, who's actually who's an exceptional player with shooting and everything like that. You got Slater, who plays like Spider-Man in goal most of the time because of his helmet. So and then Ellen just does all the grit work. She seems like
she really does.
She seems like she's just like the heart and soul of that team whenever it comes to trying to like
I love to hear that.
Yeah. Just to push through everything and going and get all the pucks and stuff like that. So I think she's doing a great job. But also with Pan Amherst, you got Sweet, who can shoot it from anywhere. You got Kurt, who I never want to stand in front of one of his slap shots ever again.
You're gonna learn today.
Oh yeah. Well, the only person that was worse than that was probably the Friendly Fire a couple of weeks ago from Leduc. So that was probably the worst one. But yeah, Kurt's good. And then Rob's great. It just seems like both teams have a lot of good players on their teams. So it's tough to see who the matchup's going to go for.
Brian, what are you thinking when you look at the rosters here in the matchup?
I was thinking the exact same thing before AJ even spoke. I don't know, just Both teams are good. I really don't know. I wish I had an opinion, but it's a tough one. That's a tough one. It's going to be a good game either way. I think it's going to be close, like within 2 goals at most of each other. But as far as the winner, it could be either one. I don't know.
I like this matchup in terms of the evenness of it. When we were doing the pre-show kind of rundown, giving these guys an idea of what we were going to be talking about in the order of the show, I was telling them to give me an idea of who you guys might think is the game of the week, or look at the matchups and let me know what you think. And the more we looked at every matchup this week, it's probably one of the best matchup weeks across the board on the entire schedule. Every game is going to be a great game, and I think every game is also going to be a great game because there's a lot on the line this week. There's a lot going on in terms of how the last time all these games went when these teams played each other, and is that going to affect the outcome this time? I know that Mark Ziegler is probably going to look for a little redemption against me because I scored with like 2 seconds off the clock to start the game when we played them last time. So maybe he's going to be a little more ready for it this time.
He hasn't forgotten.
But yeah, it's going to be a tough game to pick a winner for. I think in any of these games for the week, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, or 9:30. I'm obviously going to pick my own team, but if you had to pick a winner in this one, AJ, who you got? You're not going to offend me if you don't pick my team, by the way. There's no pressure. You might not ever get invited back onto one of my podcasts.
Oh no! Honestly, I think I'm more worried about Sweet blacklisted me from after one season, but I'm probably gonna have to take the Bugaboo Creek Freaks.
All right, Brian, what do you got?
If I have to put it, I'm sorry, Ryan. I think the Pan Amex.
Okay, it's fine. I get it. It's a tight.
Uninvited.
I have no uninvited. All right,
I should kick him out right here.
Not in, yeah.
We'll replace him with old Brian. No one will notice.
Okay. No one will know. That's hilarious.
All right. So 9:30 RFHL After Dark is how we affectionately refer to this 9:30 game. The last game of the night, we've got the Blockbusters versus Dump and Chase Pickin'. A tale of two teams kind of in opposite directions, yet not at the same time. The Blockbusters, I think, have dropped 2 out of their last 3 after being the longest running undefeated team this season. But on the other side, we've got Dump and Chase, who lost a few games to start the season, and now they're coming right around on their own. This is a crazy good matchup. So we got John Fish and Chips Gilson captaining the Blockbusters. He's got Jake Schmalley, Steve Kazmark in net, Steve Newberry, and then a couple rookies, Matt Rockefeller, Adam Dalton, and last but not least, Matthew Haruski. We call him Westgate Matt. And then on the other side, we got John Foss captaining Jump and Chase Pickin'. He's got Shane Ryan, Andrew Keller, goaltender and rookie Mike Prizzi, rookie Justin Zamonik, Mike Curry, and Dave Foss. This is going to be a bomb matchup, I think. Brian, give me your thoughts. What do you think?
Well, you have one team that started a bit cold and got really hot. One team that started hot, cooled off a bit, but has won a couple of the past 3 games, 2 of the 3 past 3. You said. Or lost
they've lost 2 of their last 3, but they certainly have not made it easy to get those. They've not lost easy. They've played every game very hard. So,
I mean, based on that aspect alone, I'd imagine that they would want to come in and win this game, be a bit more hungry, and try to get back to their old form. So I think they might come out and play a bit harder. Based on that. I don't know enough about either team to really make some kind of an educated guess, but just based on that alone, I think that the Blockbusters are going to take it.
AJ, what do you think about this matchup?
It's tough. It really is. So let me ask you a question, Jake. Jake, is he the one with the ponytail on this team, or was that with the other team?
That's the other Jake.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
Jake Shelton. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I got that right because I didn't want to say the wrong Jake, and then all of a sudden, like, oh man, now it's up. But honestly, just from we've played them, and we played them not too long ago. I think it's just I feel like it's probably one of the best overall well-rounded teams in our league this year. But I'm gonna have to go dump and chase pick, and I mean, I don't know how you get around some of these guys. Preezy's having a great season. It seems like sometimes you can't even get anything by him. He makes these Hasek like saves.
Yeah, he does. It's a perfect reference.
Yeah, and I'm
Dominator.
I'm like, how did he save that? But yeah, they just have shooting from everywhere. So does the Blockbusters, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like Dump and Chase Pickin has like a little bit more of an advantage.
Yeah, I think that's a great look at it. It's going to be this might be my game of the week.
Yes.
Just from the matchup and
well, either your team or this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Dive deeper.
But Brian, I don't know. Did you say who you thought might win this one? Did you make a prediction?
I mean, I think the Blockbusters just I don't know enough about both teams to make something some kind of real educated decision, but just based on the trajectories of the team, how one started, how the other one kind of has come into place, I think they're going to come out a bit harder, the Blockbusters.
Okay. Yeah.
Based on that alone.
I think the mindset from the Blockbusters in this one is probably to just get back on track, play the game they know how to play. I think Dump and Chase can certainly keep pace with the Blockbusters in terms of, like I said earlier, the Blockbusters forecheck probably the hardest out of any team in the league. But Dump and Chase have a bunch of really good hockey sense guys. They've got a good set of like confident with the puck players. So that's certainly something you need to see in order to counterattack a team that forechecks as hard as Blockbusters do. If I'm making my prediction in this one, I think in the end it's going to be. I think this will also be maybe the closest game of the night. I'm going to go with the Blockbusters in this one. I think Blockbusters won the first time around they played, but I just think it's going to be a tough one. So just a quick update for everyone, if you even care. Nobody cares, I think, except for the hosts here. But each of us who host the podcast, myself, the Bob, the Mayor, and Maston, as well as Commissioner Sweetmeat, have been making picks all season long. And here are the standings for the records in which we have been picking games every week. So Sweetmeat leading the way still, but the Bob and I have closed the gap on Sweetmeat. We're only 2 games back now. And then the Mayor and Maston keeping things close. So it's going to come right down to the wire here in terms of making these picks of destiny, as we've called it. So before we wrap up, awesome. I'll just show the matchups one last time. I did ask these guys ahead of time who they thought the game of the week was. I said Blockbusters and Dump and Chase. I think AJ kind of was leaning that way. Brian was talking a lot about the 7:30 and 8:30 matchups, I think. And I think we all arrived on the conclusion that RFHL After Dark is your game of the week. I think if you're not sticking around to watch it, make sure you watch it on YouTube or listen to it on your drive home, whatever you got to do. I think that's going to be a fantastic game. So, guys, you guys have been great.
Absolutely.
I thank you both so much for joining me. I've had such a fun time chatting with you guys. I love when the league gets rookies.
Absolutely.
Before we wrap up, AJ, anything else you want to add about this week, last week, the Sabres, whatever? You got a minute or two to take the floor. What do you got?
I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Go Sabres.
I love it.
Oh, you're a Sabres fan? Couldn't tell.
Really? Okay.
Really?
Brian, same thing. You got a minute or two. Let's hear what you got. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Sabres in 6. Love the league. It's been wonderful to meet everybody and continue to form friendships with everybody here. It's exactly what I needed at this stage in my life with everything I had going on. So we will win Wednesday, and and the Buffalo Sabres will win tonight.
Love to see
it. And is it Wednesday yet, man? I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
Wednesday?
so
AJ?
hey, you're spoiling the quiz. I was gonna say pop quiz.
Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry.
All right. Hey,
it just came out, you see?
hey, it's natural, right? It's you're
I'm sorry.
fully in. No, but let me quiz you guys then. Let me give you the floor for the ending here and your quiz as rookies. So, last but not least, we always end the podcast with a saying. So, rookies, what do you got?
Is it Wednesday yet?
Wednesday yet, man?